Last time on Realm of the Gods, 6 flew over the cuckoo's nest. The gang stands victorious atop the defeated Colonel Pandas as a figure enters the rooftop. It is none other than another Bryathar, but not any Bryathar. It's the orderly Bryathar. He quickly uses his pockets to shrink the homie Horus along with the airship into his pocket. In his monologue, he reveals that he has ascended to the top of the corporation to rebrand it as Colonel Bryathar's Red Panda Nuggets. While this is happening, a celestial horse ridden by an unknown celestial figure, along with a prestigious-looking snow leopard, appears. The snow leopard thanks the celestial and chucks a fancy-looking key her way. He then reveals himself to be the god of the snow leopard, and looks over the body of Colonel Pandas and remarks to Ringo he is honor-bound to one day fight him. But today is not the day. Angered by the god-napping of Horus, the gang springs into action and attack Bryathar, but the gang discovers they are terribly outmatched. Soon after, Dave of the now-defunct Dave's Disguises bursts through the roof entrance, followed by a horde of orderly Bryathars. Ringo and Lysias dive into orderly Bryathar's pockets and discover that they feel like they should be there, almost as if it's where they belong. They barely manage to escape the pocket, but only half of Horus makes it out. Luckily, the talking half. The mysterious celestial woman, after observing the orderly Bryathar bully the party, decides to join the fight on the side of the gang. As Horus emerges from the pocket, he screams, "We've got to get out of here!" and slams down an ankh that blasts all of the Bryathars, including the prime orderly Bryathar, off the rooftop. The gang make their escape through an elevator to the parking garage, and the gang manages to steal a Colonel Panda's Red Panda Nugget truck through the city, with the forces of the orderly Bryathar in tow. David, just David, proves himself an incredibly good driver, and the others help chuck crates at the pursuing drivers. The Celestial reveals her name is Stellara, after some deliberation, and that she is on a mission to collect 12 Celestial keys, of which she now has 1. Horus tells her that his dad Osiris saw one fall from the stars near an oasis. So, after a wild chase, the gang actually manages to lose the Bryathars and makes their way to Portal Hub, which is, the multiverse's prime destination for, well, portal holes. The gang takes a portal to the Library of Knowledge, and, they emerge to find the library absolutely ripped apart, with Zeus just standing there over a crippled Athena. Zeus then proclaims that Athena will stay in line and not stir up any more discord amongst the gods. Apparently, he didn't take the news well that Athena was thinking about taking up arms against the collective light-based gods. Quest calls the gang troublemakers, but Lysias disputes that, and well, gets blasted by a thunderbolt, ending up looking fried like a proper Looney Tunes character. Bryathar, just completely ignoring all the chaos, asks Zeus for help installing Colonel Panda's legs, that he, sawed off his corpse earlier, onto Horus. Zeus, actually entertained by the whole prospect, just slams them haphazardly onto the bottom of Horus's torso, and by the gods they work. Painfully, but they work. Satisfied with his handiwork, Zeus departs, warning the gang not to interfere. Athena is unresponsive, and I manage to throw up the Olive Man, who gets freed for only a brief moment before being shoved into Athena's mouth, revitalizing her. Athena's first reaction? Dread. Not because of the war, but because she'll have to reorganize the entire library, again. Nolene tries to get Athena to gather up the siblings and other gods who despise Zeus, but honestly, it's clear that with how frayed their relationships are, this would be a real uphill battle. So, she gives Hercules a ring, and he picks up. But just as she starts to ask about Zeus, he shows up and, well, beats the snot out of Hercules before the line goes dead. Athena then helps the gang out with a few things. She gets Bryathar a digital copy of Cthulhu's diary, and Dave a copy of Rebuilding Your Business for Dummies. She then suggests to Bryathar that, the best place to fight the orderly Bryathar is likely a place of extreme chaos. Athena then directs the gang to Aileen's last known location, the insane asylum. So, the gang heads out to investigate her strange absence. When they arrive, Ringo puts on an adorable security guard hat. They find the asylum's entrance guarded by 2 giant dice. As Nolene approaches, she uses the Pharaoh's lucky fan, and the guards just crumble to the ground since apparently they were weak to luck. They enter the building, and it seems to be, well, completely abandoned. As they travel down the halls, they start to hear a faint whistling. The closer they get, the louder the sound becomes. They find themselves in a long corridor with a skeletal guard standing post outside of a cell. Breathar hops in a wheelchair, and Lassus pushes as hard as they can, smashing the skeleton to bony bits. "Oh hey, it's you guys." The skeleton reveals itself to be Enelon, who now is pledged and works for Aileen. Looking through the cell, it appears that she has gone absolutely bonkers, with "not lucky enough" scrawled all over the cell. Nolene thinks that this is just pathetic. Aileen was unlucky only once, and look what happened. The gang continues on and collects files on Aileen and insane Uncle Dave. And just to be clear, there's no relation to Kalala David or Ghost David. The gang then heads back home to their underworld abode, and the session ends as they find out that the Pumpkin King as well as Aileen will be the new judges for the Multiverse Got Talent. So, will the gang discover what Aileen is up to? Will the gang defy Zeus? Oh yeah, and who will win the talent competition? Find out next time on Realm of the Gods 6 Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.